Welcome to Vibin with G. I'm here with two very special guests, brothers Aleks and Milenko.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, dude. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Anytime. I have an interesting story on why I met one of you, but we'll get to that in the next little bit, because I have some important questions.
I can't wait to hear them.
Let me hear.
Yeah. So you have a podcast called Thirsty for More. What do you like the most about podcasting, and why Thirsty for Podcast, the name?
Excellent question. For me, it's like a way to spend time with my brother. We have a very unique relationship. We love spending time with each other, and we review movies from our childhood. That's kind of at least how it started, and we do it as a way to connect with each other. And I think a lot of people have really connected with the show based on enjoying the dynamics of our relationship.
Yeah. And we started off the show with our first iteration of this show was called Schwartzy the Podcast, in which we covered all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's canon, and then quickly moved off of it because there was only a little bit, and we entered into Van Damme territory, which led to Sylvester Stallone, which has now led to Bruce Willis.
Yeah. So, and along the way, we've done a couple of like mini dives of like favorites from our childhood, like the Home Alone series, the
Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we did another mini dive with our friend Brandon Lim, which was a Chow Yun-Fat mini dive, which was like a lot of Hong Kong cinema, which my brother hadn't been exposed to, and I had limited exposure. So it's like nice to be able to like ring in our friends and like get both their perspectives on things and also their favorite childhood memories and childhood movies.
Childhood. All right. So besides Arnold, what's been your favorite episodes to record?
Oh, well, okay. So for me, there's one specific episode where Aleks and I, we were covering a remake of a Van Damme movie. So not a movie we were particularly excited about or, like that was kind of on our radar, but like we sort of did it in a really interesting way. We like did a before we saw the movie expectations interview of each other, and then like an after interview. And in the post interview, we did what's called a walk and talk. We recorded each other and ourselves on our lav mics while walking. And it was the winter. And like for some reason, like there were some coyotes out, and they were like howling at one. Yeah, they were howling at one moment, and like it was such a weird, interesting moment to be captured. And you can hear it like perfectly on the recording. And I had this like really unreasonable reaction about the movie. I hated it, and like was like I was just acting so outrageously. So it was just it really stood out for that reason. It's one of my favorite episodes.
I think this is actually my favorite series of the podcast is the Alien series. Recording the Alien series was awesome because not only did we get to talk to each other about like the love of that series that we have, but also the degradation of how poorly a series can go when mishandled. So that was my like the Alien Legacy I was super down with.
That's amazing.
honestly, like the big thing that I love too, we have this like ranking system that we have, where if we really despise a movie, and this came from the Schwartzy podcast. When we really despise a movie, we call it a raw deal because of the movie Raw Deal, which was terrible with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Also, it fits because, if something's bad, you get a raw deal.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And then also, we were really surprised pleasantly by a movie called Red Heat. So when we're now surprised by movies pleasantly, we call them a Red Heat.
Yeah, so it's like things start evolving throughout creating the show that are really fun to do because it's like, oh yeah, like we can like off mic banter about cool ideas that we have on the mic and it's fun.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah, I love fun, and that's fire. So for those of you who are wondering how I met Alex, I was coming home from Seneca and I wanted to get an Uber ride, and he popped up. And we were talking about things like his film production and how I got into Seneca and all that stuff. But do you have any other jobs besides Ubering and podcasting?
Oh, dude, I have so many other jobs. I'm a video editor. I've gotten into recently. I've gotten into doing a lot of After Effects work, so like VFX and stuff like that, which I'm still learning. But it's like, you know, you got to make money somehow. But ultimately, my passion lies with directing and writing, making movies.
Nice. Do you have any other jobs, Milenko?
I do. I have a full-time job as the manager of operations for a climate change nonprofit. My best friend in the world, Catherine Abreu, is a really cool, amazing climate activist who does a lot of international diplomacy around the issue, and I basically help her run shop. And then in my private time, I'm a musician as well. I perform live. I've done tours, and then I also do drag as well. I do some drag performing. That's more recent.
Hey.
Exactly, and that's been more recent. And yeah, I'm performing at the Baby G on March 18th next Saturday.
And so
Gotta get some plugs in there too.
Baby
Not
G,
just the hair plugs.
Baby G's your drag name?
No. Baby G's the venue where I'll be performing.
What is your drag name?
My drag name is Ensh.
Okay.
It's just my artist name. So that's also my musician name, Ensh, ENSH.
You can check out the music.
Plain simple, sister.
Exactly.
Not just that, but like I've made like 7 or 8 videos with him too. So it's like, and we're just gonna keep making them too because they're fun to make, and it's like getting cool shots. If anybody needs to like any drive to make things, just the act of making it is the best.
Yeah.
You know, getting something done and set out and like being
Exactly.
like
Finishing
this
a
is
job.
sick, this is cool, you know, and watching it on a giant TV is awesome.
Definitely, always a good plus.
Yeah, man. Okay. Who inspired you to do film work?
That was a lot of people. I've been watching a lot of movies forever, but like the big ones were always actually, when I was a kid, it was all like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that were,
Figured.
and T2 was both of our favorite movie, and James Cameron was a big part of that. But the big thing that was like delved me into the like artistry of making a movie was David Lynch, which my brother showed me in Mulholland Drive when I was like 13 or 14 and he was like 18 or 19, and I had thought to myself like, wow, like movies can be dreams or nightmares. And it was an incredible like experience to watch something like that, because it was at the time probably the most experimental movie I'd ever seen. And then from then it was just like I've seen like thousands of movies, so like it's tough to pick. Like directors shift every like 4 or 5 years for me in terms of like who I love, but the art of making movies is always just going to be, and it's movies, not shows, not videos, not short films, movies, like 1.5 2-hour movies. And I know that that style of content is kind of dying, but I still love it, and I think I'm always going to.
You should be your favorite director.
I am my favorite director, but like, you know, it's hard because like as an artist you're like, you know, you're your own worst critic, and like you can get really down on yourself, especially when your project is not like coming together the way you want it to. But at the same time, you're right. Yeah, I should be. It's just like you should be your favorite person. You should love yourself a lot. You know what I mean? So
Respects, bro.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, finally, Favorite movie characters?
Oh man, that's a good ass question,
Movie
dude.
characters. Oh, well, like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, do I get to decide what it means? Like, does it mean favorite person that I would want to hang out with, or person that I just think is a really good, compelling character?
None of the above, just in general.
Okay. Maybe I'm overthinking it. What about you?
That's a tough one.
You know what? I'm gonna say Dutch or not Dutch. Maybe Dutch from Predator. Schwarzenegger's character, Arnold Schwarzenegger's
You really
character.
love Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, we love Arnold Schwarzenegger so much. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm rooting for Dutch.
Yeah,
a lot.
for sure. That's fucking hard, man. I would say one of my favorite characters is named. The character's name is just Her, and it's a character played by Charlotte Gainsbourg in the movie Antichrist by Lars von Trier. And part of why I like her as a character is because, one, it takes a lot of guts to play the type of character that she plays. Charlotte Gainsbourg is like top tier actor for me, but also just the kind of elegance and compassion that her as an actor imbued to that character. I think that's like one of my top, like, because that comes to mind. But at the same time, like, I used to be one of those guys who now, like, there's that meme, Literally Me, where it's like Christian Bale from American Psycho, or what's his name, Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Those are guys that like existed when we were growing up. Like, we got those guys immediately. They weren't memes to us. They were like actual characters that we watched on screen. Those were at one point in my teens, like, had a big impact on me, but I would never say they were my favorite characters. So any person that's into movies or into any kind of fictional content, I would try and strive to... You can like those things, that's all cool, but like strive to find, like, expand yourself. Try and find characters that people don't know about and try and force them into the culture because you like them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice.
Facts. Well, thank you, bros, for being part of my YouTube series.
No
Hey,
problem.
no
Thank
problem,
you.
dude. Thank you. That was awesome.